Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Em, and today we are going to do the mid-year freak out book tag. Is that what it's called? Anyways, it'll be right on the thumbnail and on the title, even if I screwed it up just now. So this is my first time doing a tag, so that's kind of fun and exciting. And we're just going to go ahead and jump right into it. So the first question is, best book you've read so far? I think the best book I read in 2023 is The Vanished Birds by Simon Jimenez. I read this for a buddy read in Stephanie Bookish's Patreon, and I just absolutely loved it. It's sci-fi. It is his debut novel. It was absolutely mind-blowing. It tells the story of this space captain and this boy who she finds and chooses to protect, I guess is the simplest way to say anything about it. But the structure was really unique. His storytelling ability is wonderful. Even like the smallest of characters felt like they had such nuanced and elaborate backstories, and it just felt like such a well thought out, fleshed out world. And I don't know if he plans to write any more books in this world, but like this one standalone felt so complete, but then also like there was a possibility to tell more stories set in this universe, and it was just so impactful for me to read. So question number 2, best sequel you've read so far. This one's hard. I've read a lot of sequels, and a lot of them were pretty good. But I think A Tempest at Sea by Sherry Thomas, which is book 7 in the Lady Sherlock series. This is a little bit of a gimme because Lady Sherlock is such an easy series for me to automatically give the books 4 or 5 stars. But this has definitely been my favorite so far. New release you haven't read yet but want to. So many. The Lives of Puppets by TJ Klune and The Witch King by Martha Wells are the two that come to mind right away. I, for the most part, really like TJ Klune's writing. I didn't love Under the Whispering Door, but I liked it, and I'm hoping I like what he does with robots in The Lives of Puppets. And then Witch King, obviously I'm a huge Murderbot fan, and I'm excited to read a fantasy from Martha Wells. Next question is most anticipated release for second half of the year. All right, I am super duper excited for Camp Damascus by Chuck Tingle to come out in July. As a baby horror reader, I don't know if this is going to be too much. I have not read a Chuck Tingle book officially. I have listened to a lot of recaps of his books and feel like I am familiar with what he puts out onto the internet. But I have never officially read one of his books, and I'm so interested to see what he does with this horror novel that comes out. And outside of that, I'm excited for Knockout by Sarah McLean that comes out in August, though I really hate the cover. The next Nevermore book by Jessica Townsend is supposed to come out this fall, and I am so excited for another Morgan Crow book. Fingers crossed it does not get pushed back again, because I am so excited for that one. Biggest disappointment was Jade City by Fonda Lee. I think I talked about it in my wrap up for May, but there was just a lot of misogyny in that book, and I just feel like I am not interested in reading about fantasy worlds with misogyny in the year of 2023. There's enough misogyny in real life. I don't like to encounter it in my fantasy as well. or my science fiction. I feel like if we are having a book set that far in space, I would like to imagine that we have evolved enough that misogyny has gone away. I just can't with it anymore. So Jade City was my biggest disappointment. My cat has joined us and is right next to my tripod. So if the camera falls over, it's her fault. It's your fault. Favorite new author? Oh, it can't be T. Kingfisher because I read her last year. I think my favorite new author would have to be Simon Jimenez because I really loved The Vanished Birds. It's on my favorite books of the year, obviously. And I have A Spear Cuts Through Water, which is his second book. And I soft DNF'd it because I needed all my brain cells to read that book. And I only had like 2 brain cells at the time. So I fully intend to go back to it probably in the fall, like after the kids have gone back to school, when I have this illusion that I have more time because suddenly the kids are at school again. So I think I'm going to try to read it again in the fall. But I think Simon Jimenez is my new favorite author. Newest fictional crush. Listen, Maria in Hotel of Secrets by Diana Biller is my favorite. She is so competent. She's smart. She's kind. She is loyal. She's funny. She's not afraid to stand her ground. I just loved her so much. I also just finished that book, so she's very fresh in my mind, but I loved Maria. She's just amazing. Newest favorite character, Sideways Pike in The Scratch Daughters and what's the first book called? I'll put it up here. So book 1 and then book 2 is called The Scratch Daughters, and the main character in that is Sideways Pike, and I loved her so much. She is a hot mess and chaotic, and she's so fun to read. And I loved just how kind of the same characteristics that I liked in Maria. Like, she's smart, she's loyal, and she's super prickly on the outside. She's got a hard shell, but she cares so much about the people in her life. Oh, book that made you cry. The Vanished Birds. I cried reading The Vanished Birds. I think that's the only book I've truly cried while reading. I have teared up, but for actual tears falling down my face, needing time to emotionally recover, it's The Vanished Birds. Book that made you happy? Every T. Kingfisher book I read this year. All the Saint of Steel books, the 2 Clock Tower books, just T. Kingfisher in general. Books make me smile every time. They're so fun. Most beautiful book that you bought or received? So I am an Illumicrate subscriber, and this, I think it was for February, we received Song of Silver Flame Like Night by Amelie Wen Zhao, and I think this book is absolutely stunning. Not only is the cover pretty, like look at those end pages. The detail on these end pages is ridiculous. And the naked hardcover is really pretty too. I actually like the naked hardcover better because I love this constellation thing going on with all the demon gods like displayed on the cover. It's just so pretty. And then the end pages are also really pretty. It's just 100% a gorgeous book. And it was such a fun read. So it definitely, Song of Silver Flame Like Night is the prettiest book I own. And then the last question of the mid-year book freakout tag. I don't even know what the tag is actually called. Is what books do you need to read by the end of the year? Oh boy. I would really like to read Malice by John Gwen. I have the audiobook. I would really like to get started on that series before the end of the year. I also have Chaos Vector by Megan E. O'Keefe, which is book 2 in the Protectorate series. I read book 1 in May. I would really like to continue on with this series. Oh gosh, what else would I like to have read? I would like to read The Liar's Knot before the end of the year, but I feel like I'm gonna have to reread Mask of Mirrors before I can read book 2 because I think I've forgotten everything. And I need to read the last book in the Burning Blade and Silver Eye series by Django Wexler, that one, the purple one. Of course there's more, but I think those are the ones that I really want to have read by the end of the year, just to feel good about myself. So that is it. I was unofficially tagged by Kelsi. Basically she was like, if you watch this video and you want to consider yourself tagged, then you're tagged. So I'm going to do the same thing. If you want to do this video and have not been tagged by anybody specifically, consider this your tag to do this challenge video thing. I don't know. Thank you for watching and spending your precious time with me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, your week, your month. And if you want to leave an emoji in the comments, let's do a dragon. And I feel like I'm obligated. This is our cranky cat. She's not impressed. All right. Thanks again for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye, friends.